Welcome to Ease Wellness from Main Street Yoga, Stoughton. This short practice comes from the Ayurvedic pillar of well-being, Move Well, and it is a Somatic Spinal Spiffy. So we will use slow, small movements focused on the release to release chronic tension from the functional movements of our spine. Finding your comfortable position. And to begin with, we will bring the navel toward the spine. Feel the tailbone tuck toward the front body. The shoulders might come forward just a little bit. Notice how this is a shortening in the front line. And then we'll take a 6 count here to lengthen the front of the spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's no hurry. Let's try that same action again. This time we can lead from the tail. Let the tailbone gently scoop forward. Navel draws to the spine. The shoulders might come forward. The chin might even lift a tiny bit. Feel what this feels like. This is like when we feel vulnerable. This is a chronic stress response. And then we'll slowly, patiently, mindfully sense and feel what it feels like to release those muscles that curl the spine forward. There's no hurry. Take your time. Notice what turns off to invite length back into neutral. Let's try the second side into extension. So this time our tailbone and sitting bones will move backwards. You'll feel the little arch begin to zip up the lower back. You might feel that the shoulder blades want to come back as well, so they're welcome to join in. This does not have to be forceful or painful, just enough engagement so that we notice what's happening cortically and get out of our automated habits. And then take that 6 count again. Notice, sense, and feel what it feels like to bring length back into the back body. So the tailbone comes down. You might feel the shoulder blades glide away from the spine. You might notice one side releases more readily than the other. When you come back to neutral, pause and notice what neutral feels like. We'll try this action again. Tailbone moves back, shoulders can move back. Just feel what it feels like to turn this on. And then patient body, bringing length back into the back of the spine. Make the release slow and purposeful. Make it a vast expanse of awareness in your mind. So we're re-educating chronic patterns. When we come back to neutral, pause. We'll come to the front body one more time. So the navel comes forward, tail comes forward, shoulders come forward. You might even make this slightly bigger. So this is like when we feel vulnerable or protective. And then we'll slowly, purposefully, mindfully lengthen the front of the body. Feel the tailbone gently return toward the earth. Feel the shoulder blades gently move back toward the spine, coming to neutral. And then notice the pause. We can take the tailbone and the sitting bones back this time. This arch, this back extension is like our flight or fight response. It's a way we respond to stress. And then we'll purposefully, slowly, mindfully feel what it feels like to release that tension and bring spaciousness back into the back body. Beautiful. From there, you can press your feet into the earth, taking a moment to integrate that new awareness of flexion and extension into our bodies. Our spines can move in 2 other ways as well. This time we'll work with lateral flexion, which is a side bending, side to side. So you can think of your spine as a line, and this time we're going to make it like a little C curve. I like to bring my hands to my pelvis because these are small movements and my pelvis kind of amplifies them so I can pay better attention. So to begin with, we'll take the tailbone toward the right hip just a little bit. You might notice a little bit of gathering in the side waist. You can bring the head to the right just a little bit as well. And feel the side of the spine cinching up now. And then we'll bring the head and the tail back to center, slow and steady. Remembering what it feels like to let go of tension in the side. When you come back to neutral, just pause for a moment. Let's change our minds. We'll check out the second side. So this time, let the tailbone travel toward the left. You can let the head come to the left. Noticing that it's a little hug up the left side of the spine. And then we'll pay attention to the slow, steady release. All the little muscles on the side of the spinal column, remembering what it feels like to let go. You might find that you have one side that is more dominant than the other, and that's okay. It's not good or bad, it's just information. Let's come back to the left side. We like to keep things novel. So the tail comes to the left, head comes to the left. Notice what that feels like. And then we'll slowly, patiently release the muscles along the side of the spine. When you come back to neutral, pause, sense and feel. And then we'll bring the head to the right, let the tail come to the right. And then we're going to comb it out fiber by fiber. Tail comes down, head comes back to neutral. No hurry. Perfect. One more time in each direction. We'll bring the head to the left, tail to the left. Takes 3 to 4 slow passes, focusing on the release to re-educate voluntary muscles that are maybe sticky or tight or chronically held. I can check out the right side one more time. And we keep these movements small so that they remain simple and our minds can pay attention. Gently bringing head and tail back. We start bringing in shoulders, arms, and legs. It's a lot more to keep track of, and it's much more likely then that established compensating patterns are going to take over. We'll come back to a neutral place. Press the feet into the earth. Maybe notice your side bodies. And the last way that our spine can move is in rotation, and that looks like this. We can bring the right hand back and just let the low spine revolve to the right, mid spine and head come along. And then we'll slowly unfurl. Notice whatever you notice. You might notice areas that feel jumpy or bumpy or hesitant. Those are just muscle fibers that are accustomed to hanging on, and we're helping them remember how to let go. You can take the left hand back, take a little twist here. Head can follow. And then we'll slowly unwind the spine. Taking your time. Coming back to the left side this time. And then once you're here, notice the low spine twisting to the left. See if we can keep a little bit of that action, and we'll bring the shoulder back around to the right. So now we feel some differentiation. Mid spine is twisting right, low spine is twisting left. And then let's see if we can let both of those resolve. Really gently coming back to neutral. Ooh, you might notice some little jumps and bumps, some little staticky areas. What happens in our spine is telegraphed through our big joints and down the arm and leg lines. So it's a really wonderful practice to be tuned in and clear on what is happening in the spine. This time we'll take the right hand back. We're twisting to the right. You can even draw your right hip back a tiny bit. Keep that action of the low back revolving to the right, and then we'll gently bring the upper body around to the left and see if we can feel a little of that differentiation. And then slowly release that, and we'll resolve, letting rotation come back to neutral. And one more time, we'll bring the left hand and hip back this time. Let the whole body come around. We can keep this, and we'll take the right arm back. Feel the upper body revolve in opposition. And then we'll keep this and let the nose gently come back to center. And then even across body. This is part of our walking pattern. Then we'll slowly let everything come back to center, noticing any little jigs or jags, jumps or bumps. Alrighty, last go here. Gather your attention. Right hand, I'll gather my attention. Right hand comes back. And then we'll take the head and shoulders to the left. This is very good brain work. Keeping the shoulders and the thoracic spine gently rotating left, we'll slowly, carefully bring the nose back around. Take your time. And then we can let everything resolve. Those last two, the lateral flexion and rotation, also are a stress response called a cringe pattern that looks like this. I don't like that. So when we clean those up, we're letting go of some of that just reaction that acquires and accumulates within our systems. Take just a moment, please, to press your feet into the earth. You can press your hands into your thighs. Find your breath in your diaphragm. And feel your spine. Thank you for your attention today. Be well.